And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Banished. All right. Well, I've cleared out a little area over here next to our farm, and I've got a whole lot of iron right here that I want to pick up. It's kind of clangy. I'm sorry for that. But let's see. We have one more food type that I want to see if we can start growing, and that is a field of, I think I want to do 13 by 13. If I remember right, odd numbers were better for a orchard. And we have pears that we can work. We need, I want to just put one on for now and reduce that to one. It's going to be a few years before this actually bears any fruit. So we want to get somebody there to plant the trees, and then we don't really need a whole lot of people on it to harvest, because it will be, I think it's 2 full years, actual years, in order for us to get any resources out of it. So now we have, let's see, we have a new laborer. We're kind of, we got lots of tools, lots of coats. It looks like we got a new shipment of, or a new kill, so we got some more leather, and we jumped up to 24 coats now, which is awesome. I want to maybe increase. I've got 2 laborers that I can use. Should we increase fish? And let's increase our gatherer. There we go. So now if someone dies, we don't have any laborers to pick up the tab, so to speak. And it can be a problem. The biggest problem is if you have a school, and the school has a teacher, and if you don't have any laborers and the teacher dies, all of the students automatically stop going to school and become laborers. So you create a little bubble of uneducated workers in your system if that happens. So you got to be very careful with your first school, because if the teacher dies, you might have lost many years of education on those kids. You know, the ones that were close to sort of graduating will essentially be instantly turned into laborers that are not educated. So our reserve of food is low. I just increased the number of fisher people. Looks like they're both women, so we got 2 fisher women. Both uneducated. I'm really tempted with the next sort of how many, we don't really have a whole lot of kids gonna be coming into the system here. This person is still three seasons away, another 3 seasons, another 3 seasons. Let's see, that one just about ready to enter the system. This poor farmer has been alone his whole life. So still, yeah, we got a little gap here. We actually got some trees growing. Awesome. So when I hit a system like this, where it's gonna be a while before we actually get any more people, I usually turn up the speed. And let's see, we are in regular winter now. 20 degrees, not too bad. for a winter. As we get into late winter, the temperature will slowly go up. And closer you get to early spring, the better, because we want it to thaw out and be ready for planting, because our reserve of food is low. So we used all of the wheat that we had just made. And what are you doing? Picking up resources. So yeah, 13 works. We have one on the outside edge, one on the outside edge here. So it's a odd number. It's what I remembered working on. I think there's a mod that does every other one. So it really crams them in, but did not install that mod. I did install the mod that allows the trees to last longer, because before you would grow an orchard and you would get maybe 2 growing seasons out of a tree and then it would die. And so for the vast majority of your time, an orchard would be like half full. It would just wasn't worth growing an orchard, because your productivity was down so high that it just was pointless. And so I have the mod that the trees in an orchard last. I think they last forever. I'm not sure if there's just a super high limit on them, but it makes orchards actually viable in being a food source. So we've got some more fish. When we don't have much food, 285, 300 food. And this production should have gone up. 470 now. And it looks like we're really going up on there too. Looks like all of our trees are going. Again, this won't actually produce anything for a while. This is its first full year, so probably not next year, but the year after. I can't honestly remember how long it takes for the orchards to actually produce. So here we go. We're getting some wheat again. I think with my next couple laborers, I'm going to want to build another farm and grow not wheat but peppers, because we still need that variety. We definitely want to have some variety, and once I have that farm up and maybe a couple houses, because if you find a house that has a worker that isn't in their own house, that means that there is not enough houses, and you really want everybody to pair up in order to grow your population. So if there's nowhere for them to live, yeah, we have a lot of guys here that are not pairing off. There's a lot of males in our initial population. A lot of male children anyway. Look at all the women in this one. Boom, 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 boom. So male child, both male children, one of each. Finally a female and another male. So we're still getting just a few too many males in our population. So let's build a house. Should we see what the medieval houses look like? So this is actually quite a lot of stone, but they look cooler, that's for sure. let's build a couple of these. And then what's the... There's a lot of different types too. You can hit F to cycle through some of the different types. But that's kind of a problem, that it doesn't rotate. So there we got 2 more paired off. Yeah, and the multiple stories just... Oh, I see. It's opposite corners for access up to their house. So that's a big house. Might make that like my mayor's house or something. All right. Used a little bit of the stone that we had. Built a couple nice cozy residences. A couple more paired off. That's awesome. We have 5 laborers. So let's clear some resources. And maybe add 1 more to the hunting lodge. It's kind of our only, well, no. So we've got another big harvest coming in. So how much logs do we have? See, we're still short on logs. I might need to add somebody. So we didn't get as much food this year as we got last year. The weather just wasn't in it for us. However, we're bringing in more fish because I increased the amount of workers on that, and we're bringing in more kind of berries and onions and stuff like that. So it looks like these trees are doing pretty well. They slowly grow. You can kind of see them. You can kind of see them grow. It's one of the great things about this game. All right, so our next farm, which will start next season. I want to make sure there's a gap here. Right here. Let's make this one... Should we make this one 13 by 13? Make it the same size as our orchard? Cutting down the trees. So this one will be peppers. And I want 3 people on this one. There we go. And that won't start work until next season. Do I have any extra leather in here? I don't. There's really no good spot for any of that. So all of this iron and stone inside of the radius of your farm or your forestry area, the workers here will slowly clear that out and plant trees. You can speed that up, obviously, by just going and collecting it all. All right, so we've got 3 on this. We got 3 more laborers. So we're not educated on this. So they've already had a kid, which is awesome. These 2 haven't yet, which they probably will soon. Now that the farming season is over, they have a little bit more time. We still have... I really want to build a school for all these kids that are just about to come of age. That way we can get early into the labor force, some educated workers. It would really help our production, especially our farms, if we had educated labor. So before like the big die-off of your first generation, I mean, the first generation is only into their 30s, but you know, this is old times, so they're not necessarily gonna live to their 80s. You know, there is a possibility, but it's not highly likely that they'll live a very, very long time. So let's see, hide coats, I'm up to 30, and that is our limit. Tools I'm limited on, so that's good. Don't have any leather to speak of. Food is okay for now. Until they... Oh, they had a kid. All right, they had a kid. So we're going to quickly, with this speed setting, quickly get into the next growing season here. And with 3 laborers, not sure if that's enough time for the next generation to be, but maybe we want to start schooling everybody early. So I'm planning on this being like a main street through here, and then maybe eventually this will be like a main street. So I want to block. Maybe this will be a main street. And have some main streets. I'm planning for the future. The far future. So if I put a schoolhouse here, if that's a main street, yeah, I'm gonna have to demolish a lot of this stuff around here, just because it's not planned perfectly. Deliver all that stuff before the growing season, that way all my farmers have something to do, kind of gathers them over to this place and they stop wandering around everywhere. Their health and happiness is probably, that's actually not too bad. We do have graphs to check. Oh, I need the town hall for that, I think. Which I do want to build. I don't think it takes, you can't I don't think like bureaucrat is a job. So we got 4 laborers now. If I add a teacher, once the school is built, all of the... So there's a 13. We're going to want a... We don't really have a schoolhouse. That might work. Like a residence above the school? Sort of, kind of. I mean, it kind of looks derpy, I admit. That one won't work at all. That one definitely won't work. I don't even know what's going on there. I mean, that would kind of work. What does it look like from the back? I mean, that would work. It just wouldn't line up below. I don't mind that too much. Yeah, who cares? Okay, I want a teacher. Yes, you have 0 students, I know. All right, builders, to work. Oh, half done. Oh. Finish it. There we go. Awesome. Kind of quirky, but it works. All right, well, that'll have to do it for this episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.